where it's going to
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's City Council meeting. We'll first start out with the call to order and then the invocation and pledge, so please remain standing for both. And I think we have Pastor Paul Elgin from the Presbyterian Church here tonight. Pastor?
Thank you. We begin tonight's prayer with a moment of silence for Frank. Father, we thank you for the chance to have known and to love our brother Frank. We know he is your servant. We know that he has done your service. We will miss him until we see Jesus one day and are united with him. Holy Father, we thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight to chart our course for our town and for our families. We know we don't live in a perfect world, not yet, not by a long shot, not one where everybody loves each other and encourages each other. We can't see that yet. But through your power, we can see Jesus. We don't see a world as it should be, as it will be when you return. Our own short-sightedness is our own fault, but through your revealing power, we can see Jesus. In acts carried by groups like Cara, Home of Hope, Young Life, the White House, Boys and Girls Club, Seeds of Hope, through their actions of love, we can see Jesus. And in your Holy Scripture, you have given us the clearest possible glimpse of who Jesus is. So don't let us rest until all of us are working together for the common good. All city services, employees, elected officials. Let all of us do the work of Jesus until one day we will all meet Jesus face to face, and he will say, as he has said to Frank, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Bless this meeting here tonight and all who come here. Let things be done according to your will, until we do indeed one day see Jesus. It's in his name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge
pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Bob. All right, let the roll call show that all members are present, and Mr. Lavender is here, present on the phone.
So noted.
Mayor McFarland, considering minutes, I move approval of the City Council regular meeting minutes of September 20th, 2021, and that the approval of the City Council meeting, special meeting minutes of September 20th, 2021, same night, different meetings, and except for the record, the minutes from the Casa Grande Youth Commission dated August 7th, 2021, as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, minutes are approved. Next is claims against the city.
Mayor McFarland, I move to accept and pay the claims dated September 16th through 28th, 2021, as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, claims are approved. Next, we have our meeting agenda approval. Is there any changes to the agenda from anyone? Council members? All right, seeing none, then I'll accept a motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, any nays? All right, the meeting agenda is approved. Next item is item G, consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered routine matters and will be enacted by one motion and one roll call vote of the council. There will be no special separate discussion of these items unless a council member or member of the public so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda. Is there anybody who would like to remove anything off of the agenda? Council members, public?
Mayor McFarland, I move to approve the consent agenda as it's presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Huddleston.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, next on our agenda is public comments. So this is the opportunity for the public to address the city council. And I would ask that if you come to the podium, you state your name and your address. And please keep your comments to 3 minutes. And also remember that it is not agendized, so we can't have a discussion about it, but we can direct staff to follow up if necessary. Is there anybody here? Oh, I do have a speaker's card. Gracie, are you here? You're first on my speaker card, so we'll open it up to anybody else who would like to address the council as well.
Good evening, Mayor and Council,
I'm Gracie Anila, Vice President of the Casa Grande Youth Commission.
and I'm Emma Anila, a Commissioner of the Casa Grande Youth Commission.
We have minimal updates to offer to the council this evening, as we are still in talks with Senator Kelly's office on the matter of speaking at the Arizona Youth Government Summit. We would like to thank those involved in this ongoing cooperation, especially the dispatch for publicizing our efforts after our last report to the council.
Tonight, we are proud of our own Commission President, Delaney Dickey, who in her capacity as President of the Governor's Youth Commission is speaking at the state capitol at tonight's Light Arizona Purple event as Domestic Violence Awareness Month commences. We wish her the best there.
Lastly, we are having our semi-annual Day of Shredding event later this month on the 23rd at the First American Credit Union. We would like to thank the credit union for once again being cooperative partners for this event.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Good job. Keep up the good work.
That's one of the sweetest calls to the public we've had.
Follow that, Aaron.
Hi, this is Aaron Dorman, 5100 North Cordis Court. I am just had a very brief comment. I work with the CG Dispatch, as you guys know. I spoke with Vicky, a woman named Vicky Amoa, who I guess is getting evicted, or said she's in the process of eviction. And I wasn't sure if I was going to say anything, but I think I decided to because she seemed skittish or unable to reach out to. She said she hadn't reached out to any local officials or contacted any local offices, which I was kind of surprised at, but I figured I would bring it to the attention of the city council that I guess there's people in the area, it sounds like, who are dealing with issues related to rising rent costs and being evicted. And I know either or you least there's somebody's on CARA board, and so I figured I would bring that to the attention if they hadn't seen anything about that already, and because and I can give people this woman's contact information after the meeting is done and stuff. If I thought if there's, it seems like it's worth reaching out to her and seeing if the city, if there's any rental assistance or anything available or that could be done for her or people like that, because it didn't sound like it was an isolated incident. That's it.
Thank you, Aaron. And yes, if you will please give that information to Mr. Raines over here, we'll make sure that it gets to the right people. Is there anyone else tonight that would like to address City Council? All right, seeing none, then I will close the public comment section and we'll move to our contracts. I-1, approval of ordinance number 3305. Chief? I think that's you.
Sorry, I thought they had something for me. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. Thank you for this opportunity to talk to you about this. I'm seeking your approval to enter a construction manager at risk contract with Core Construction to construct a new block
Chief.
wall.
This is item I-1.
I-1.
Shums Coda item.
Oh, okay, we'll do that one first, sorry. I apologize.
All right.
This one is a request to approve a professional services contract with Shums Coda Associate not to exceed $75,000 for fire plan review and consulting services associated solely with the construction of Phase 2 of the Lucid development. As you know, our fire prevention staff is very well trained and they have the technical expertise to do many of the inspections out there. But we are somewhat limited with having 3 people in there to a lot of times get the plan review and stuff done. So sometimes on some of these technical or really time-consuming plans reviews, we farm those out to a private company to do those because they have the technical expertise and they have large staffs to accommodate that. This was a budgeted item in our professional services category, and I can answer any questions. This is actually the same company that the contract went to for Phase 1. And that's pretty much it. I don't know if you guys have any questions about this at all.
Anyone? Matt?
Yeah, just a comment. I think it's a good policy to do this because this is once in a lifetime, even though they're going to be building for years. But that way it doesn't take up all your staff time for one project because I know you guys are overwhelmed with everything going on too. And for such a big project, they'll more than pay for the fees, and then we don't have to have another employee after it's all over. So, good job.
And I know what's important to you guys is that we maintain our regular customer service level. And if we're spending all of our time on this, it's difficult to go out and do our new business inspections and hazard complaints and some of the other stuff. So
it is a necessary evil.
Anyone else? And just kind of a follow-up question to our meeting, Larry, that we had earlier today on this subject. I just want to make sure we follow up with Cordis and with Lucid and obviously maybe drag in the fire department, have a meeting. So we have a meeting of the minds there? Okay, thank you. All right, seeing none, then I'll call for an ordinance number, please, Gloria.
Ordinance number 3305, an ordinance of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, accepting a proposal from Shums Coda Associates, Inc. for on-call professional services for fire plan review and inspections for Phase 2 of the Lucid development, authorizing the expenditure of public funds and authorizing the execution of a contract.
Mayor McFarland, I move approval of ordinance number 3305 as presented.
Second?
All right, I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Huddleston.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, next item is item I2. Consider the approval of resolution number 5343. Chief?
All right, I'll start over on that one. This one is, we are recommending that you authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Core Construction to construct a new block wall and overhead cover project to the public safety facility. And it's specifically on the east side of the public safety facility. When that building was built, one of the cost-saving measures was they took away the overhead cover for the fire department parking at that end. We are now proposing to do that. And also in terms of a little bit of background, myself and Chief Winston from the police department kind of did a security assessment of the building and the facility, and that was one of the areas that we saw as kind of a weak point, because the fire department has vehicles just like the police department does that have computers and radios and stuff in them, and they're not secure. They sit out sometimes at night. So we're putting basically gonna put a block wall with an entry and overhead cover over those vehicles, so they don't get so hot with the radios. When they have the radios and all that stuff in them, the vehicles tend to get really hot when they're in the sun, and it's not good for the equipment. So this is kind of basically phase one of our security initiatives to fix some of the issues or problems with the security there at the building. This did go through a competitive process, and it was evaluated by a panel. There were 3 successful packets submitted to the city. We felt all 3 of the companies were capable of doing the project, but Core basically shined and was the best of the 3, so that was why we selected Core. And they've submitted a guaranteed maximum price of $399,998 for the project. And we did have that budgeted in the fire department budget this year in the capital improvement projects. I can answer any questions that you might have about the project. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Tom.
Are you moving the gate out north?
The existing gate for the police department is going to remain there. And I'm sure you know that's a very heavy gate, and we have a lot of maintenance issues with that. This will be a new gate that will be further out. And I can show you a diagram. There may be a
that's okay.
diagram.
I
I
was
think
just
there's a
curious.
diagram in your packet, but essentially the block wall fence will come off the building, go down the side of the property over where the flood control is, and connect up where the range is. And then there'll be overhead cover on both sides. We have some equipment that is sitting out over at 503s that we'd like to move over and secure and put under overhead cover as well over there. There will be a new gate installed with a keypad, and it'll also have an Opticom opener on it as well, so the police can access it and we can access it. When you drive out, it'll open. When you drive in, you'll need the keypad, your ID card, or the Opticom will open it. Our intent probably is during the day to keep that gate open, to not hinder police cars, because most of the police cars enter on the west side, but sometimes occasionally they come out on the east side or enter on the east side.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. Powell.
I just think it was ironic, $2 more and it would have been an even amount of money.
All right, any other comments or questions? All right, seeing none, and then I will call for resolution number, please, Gloria.
Resolution number 5343, a resolution of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, accepting a proposal from Core Construction to provide construction manager at-risk services for the public safety facility block wall and overhead cover project, authorizing expenditure of public funds, authorizing the execution of a contract.
Mayor McFarland, I move approval of resolution number 5343 as presented.
Second?
We're going to have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Huddleston.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, council.
All right, next item on our agenda is the J1, considering approving and reappointment of,
Mr. Mayor.
I'm sorry.
We still have one I item remaining, I believe.
Yeah, I3.
Oh, I got ahead of myself. I checked it off too soon. Sorry. I3, that's right, Public Works. So I was going to skip right by you, Kevin, sorry. I did, I swear, I checked it off. It's like I'm done. Okay, I'm sorry. I3.
I'll still act surprised. Thank you. Staff is recommending that the mayor and city council authorize the city manager to execute a purchase agreement with NJB Soft LLC, and that also could be NJP Soft LLC. I'm just not sure. We'll have to check that for the actual resolution, but it shows up as both in my RCA, and I just don't know the answer. But and that's in an amount of $31,000 for our annual software services subscription fees for the SAMS wastewater compliance software, the SAMS IPP software, compliance software, SAMS asset management software, and the SAMS stormwater management software for the use by our city's wastewater and engineering operations. We currently have a lot of regulatory compliance that we have to follow and the reports that go with that compliance checklist. And we're currently entering a lot of that data manually. And of course, we fat finger things, we make errors, and then we have to go back and correct things, and it becomes very labor intensive. This software will actually take the data that is generated from our laboratory contractors and automatically download it into this software package. That'll help us develop our reports for our compliance. And it also allows us to use it for our asset management, for our parts and our equipment out there, to track maintenance schedules and help us stay on top of keeping the plant running efficiently. We were actually looking to use a City of Mesa contract, but we're no longer using that contract, and we're actually getting a better price. Because this is a software and it's a part of a suite that we currently have software that we're using out there, it is exempt from our procurement requirements for bidding. So we do not need to use the contract. I just did not get this RCA amended. And we did budget for this project in this year's fiscal year budget. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any question.
Questions, anyone? Mr. Powell?
It doesn't produce any potable water at all, does it? It would be for use in other areas?
This is just the software that we use to report how we generate or how we
Okay.
meet our compliance for our discharges and treatment of our solids
Okay.
at the plant, and then our asset management for our equipment that we have at the plant.
Thank you, Kevin.
So it has nothing to do with the water
Okay.
quality.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Seeing none, then I will call for resolution number, please.
Resolution number 5344, a resolution of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, accepting a proposal from NJB Soft LLC for the purchase of software services subscriptions for various wastewater compliance and management software, authorizing the expenditure of public funds and authorizing execution of a contract with or purchase order to NJB Soft LLC.
Mayor McFarland, I would move for approval of resolution number 5344 as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Huddleston.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. Now I can move to J1. All right, J1 is a reappointment of Regis Summers and Tiffany McQueen for the Arts and Humanities Commission, with terms to expire on September 10th, 2024. I know I had the opportunity to interview them both with the help of, I think Mr. Lavender was there. And obviously, they're both very dedicated to the community and are being put before the council for reappointment. And I want to, number one, thank them for their participation and dedication to the city and volunteering for this position. So thank you to them, and ask the council to approve the slate as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Well, thank you to Regis Summers and Tiffany McQueen for your volunteerism. Next on the agenda is the item K, K1, considering the approval of resolution number 5345. And to the planning department.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, City Council. This request is for approval of two items related to the Pinal 63 annexation of 74.5 acres, generally located north of Val Vista and east of Pinal. The first one is the approval of the infrastructure and service plan associated with the annexation, and if that is approved, the second will be the approval of the annexation and the initial zoning of Urban Ranch. You saw it last month, so you can see the highlighted location below. In regards to the infrastructure and service plan, ARS requires that the city annexing the area shall have an approved plan or policy or procedure to provide the annexed territory with appropriate levels of infrastructure and services to serve the anticipated new development. Said infrastructure service plan has been prepared by staff and was provided for the council's review and approval in your packet. Just a little outline of the whole process. We analyzed the annexation area, and it's a logical and appropriate annexation area related to the current boundary of City of Casa Grande. It meets all the requirements set forth in the ARS. Blank petition and associated annexation map were filed with the Pinal County Clerk and Recorder on August 11th. City Council held their public hearing on the annexation on September 7th. No objections were raised during that hearing. Petition signatures were collected after the 30-day wait period. The single property owner signed the annexation petition, and it was recorded on September 14th of 2021. The collected property owner signature exceeds the required 50% and of property owners and the 50% of property value. In regards to the initial zoning, ARS requires that the city annexing an area adopt a zoning classification that permits the same densities and does not permit any greater use than those permitted in the county at the time. With that being said, it's zoned general rural in the county right now. Our appropriate zoning or match of that is urban ranch. So that's what the request will be for tonight. The property is currently undergoing a zone change to PAD that we're reviewing at this time, so you'll see that in the future. In regards to fiscal impact analysis was not prepared as we don't have adequate information regarding the scope and characteristics and scale of the future development. In regards to tonight's Recommendation one is it's recommended that the mayor and city council approve a resolution adopting the infrastructure and service plan for the 74.5 acres generally located north of Val Vista and east of Pinal. And the second recommendation, it's recommended that the mayor and city council approve an ordinance approving the annexation and initial zoning of urban ranch for the 74.5 acres. Any questions?
Any questions? Anybody? We saw this last meeting, so. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, seeing no questions or comments, then I will call for a resolution number on the first item.
Resolution number 5345, a resolution of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, adopting the Pinal 63 annexation area infrastructure and services plan.
Mayor McFarland, I move to approve resolution number 5345 as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Huddleston.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, the next item is the approval of ordinance number 3306. Are there any comments or questions on that piece of this? Okay, seeing none, then I'll call for an ordinance number, please, Gloria.
Ordinance number 3306, an ordinance extending and increasing the corporate limits of the city of Casa Grande, Pinal County, state of Arizona, pursuant to the provisions of Title IX, Chapter 4, Article 7, Arizona Revised Statutes and amendments thereto, by annexing thereto certain territory contiguous to the existing city limits of the city of Casa Grande and authorizing initial zoning of urban ranch for said territory.
Mayor McFarland, I move for approval of ordinance number 3306 as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion in 2 seconds. Gloria, can I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Huddleston.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right. We're almost at the home stretch here. Item 11, we'll move into our public hearing section, and we'll consider approving ordinance number 1178.413.
Mayor, City Council, this is for the Lucid zone change. Lucid Motors is requesting a zone change from urban ranch to general industrial I-2 for approximately 2.9 acres of land located at 1109, 1125, and 1141 West Peters Road. You can see it highlighted below. Current zoning's urban ranch. These were 3 out parcels, so to say. It's actually 5 parcels that were left out of the initial purchase. Proposed zoning's I-2. So they were recently purchased by Lucid Motors and are requested to be rezoned to facilitate the Phase 2 expansion of the manufacturing facility. Phase 2 of the facility will utilize this area as drive access, and there's some utility infrastructure that'll go through that site as well. In looking at the zone change criteria, we looked at it's in conformance with the general plan. We've reviewed all the general plan in regards to the zone change, and it is appropriate zoning for the manufacturing industry category. We did send out public notification, met or exceeded all the city requirements. We didn't hear back on any of this. So in conclusion, Planning Commission on a 7-0 vote, recommend the mayor and city council approve the zone change request from urban ranch to general industrial with the following condition. And that's our standard condition in regards to right-of-way dedication, and they will be required to have some dedication on these properties. Currently, it goes to the middle of Peters Road.
Okay.
Any questions?
So we'll get that right away to on Peters, right?
That's correct.
Mr. Powell?
I think I-2 is perfect for it.
You think? Yeah. All right. Any other comments? All right, seeing none, then I'll call for an ordinance number, please, Goya.
Mr. Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's public hearing. Thank you. I'm glad you're over here. Keep me straight. This is a public hearing, so if there's no more comments from the council, I will open the public hearing to the public and allow for any comments on this zoning change. This is right in the middle of our I-2 zone, so being urban ranch doesn't make a lot of sense. Anybody? Okay, seeing none, then I'll close the public hearing and now call for an ordinance number, please.
Ordinance number 1178.413, an ordinance of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, amending zoning ordinance 1178 and its subsequent amendments by changing the zoning from urban ranch to general industrial on approximately 3 acres of property located at 1109, 1125, and 1141 West Peters Road, Casa Grande, Arizona.
Mayor McFarland, I move approval of ordinance number 1178.413 as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Gloria, can I please get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Lavender.
Yes.
Councilmember McBride.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Huddleston.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right. Last on our agenda is tonight's reports. So, Lisa, I think we'll start with you.
Sure. Well, it was a busy week, as you all know.
Yeah.
It actually was really busy. I was able to make it out to the Lucid event, and oh my gosh, that was so cool. So whoever has not driven a car yet, the Lucid car, it was amazing. So it was just great to see. What was so amazing to me, not only the vehicles and the power and everything with that, but just looking around and seeing all the employees that are local people. I had the privilege of talking to several of them, and a lot of people live here in our community in Maricopa, and we won't mention some of the other cities, but it was really nice to see all the employees, and so diverse, and women and men, and just great jobs, and they love their jobs. So it was just so exciting, Larry. So thank you for the reminder on that and getting me in there. So that was really, really cool. I have my car picked out. It's the gold one with the white roof.
Nice.
That's the one that I want. And then
Is
the
it the
night out.
$169,000
I know, I'm
version?
saving. But, and then the national night, or the night out, was a great event, great weather, nice participation there. So thank you to the police department and everyone, the fire department who coordinated those efforts. I got there a little late, but it was really nice. And then Councilmember McBride and I were able to participate in a women's leadership event that Tisa Ellsworth put on at the police department. And I was so impressed with what she did and just her leadership and pooling 50 women from throughout Pinal County in different law enforcement fields. And so it was great. We had Lieutenant Colonel Mitchell was there, the police chief from Oro Valley was there, Judge Juarez, myself, Councilmember McBride. But it was a great event, and it was just really nice, Chief, to see the leadership that we have in our police department, and these women that really want to get involved and make a difference. I don't know why they wanted us there. Well, maybe you, Donna, but maybe not me. But it was a great event, very organized. And then I missed the leadership, the award thing, the Times Award, so you'll have to tell us about that. Couldn't fit it all in, Mayor. But, and then just this evening, it was just so nice, now that the weather's getting so nice, driving by Carmacknap Park and just seeing all the activity going on. The tennis courts were full. There were the baseball field. There was so much activity. So, last summer was just such a challenge for so many people. So it's so nice to see our parks being used, and especially that park. I just love seeing all the activity. So that's it.
Thanks, Lisa. Congratulations on the wedding.
Thank you.
Yes.
I got through my first daughter's wedding. 2 more to go. So,
Mr. Powell?
Well, we had a shower at our house, not a wedding,
yeah.
so.
I think a lot of us had that shower.
Yeah. The Mormon Church is redoing their temple in Mesa. And I've been voted, I think you've been invited, haven't you, to come attend it. And they are so helpful and really get into a lot of different things for us. And it's ironic because one of the ladies that you can take somebody with you is a schoolmate from back in high school. And she actually worked in Salt Lake for a while and whatever. So she's going to go with me. Although I had a little contention because on Facebook I said that Casa Grande is the capital for Mexican food in Arizona. She thought Safford was, but
She's mistaken.
yeah.
Bob?
Yes, sir. Attended the CAG regional meeting 2 weeks ago. Nothing really to report from that group, other than the Transportation Summit is coming up next week to be held in Maricopa. I'll be attending that as a council member and as a CAG representative. I also attended the Lucid tour and drove one of their cars, and wow, I mean, you just can't describe how impressive that is. That's all.
Thank you. Matt?
Thanks. Got to go to the Silent Witness Anti-Crime Night too. I was on the early end of it, but the weather was great, good turnout. The Youth Commission, as they said, is hosting the original Community Shred Day at First American Credit Union on October 23rd from 9 to 12. Ooh, that'd be a long one. 9 to 12, 1001 North Pinal, so that'll be on Saturday, October 23rd, so plenty of time to get your stuff together and save up all your papers. And then, of course, I wanted to talk about the Lucid event. It was phenomenal. And one thing that kept coming to me was, I can't believe I'm in Casa Grande now. It's all reality, they're legitimate, they're the real thing, they have the investment, and they're gonna be great partners. And, you know, we got to drive the cars, the acceleration, unreal, the massaging seats were just, you know, you could get used to that. Beautiful cars, like a work of art almost, and they had the new maroon color, which, Lisa, that's the one that I, you know.
Maroon and gold.
Yeah.
I'll do the gold, you get maroon.
There you go. They kept saying how they had a new,
You gonna be picky about it, are you?
a big surprise for us, and we didn't get free cars, but Governor Ducey came, and that was great, and he talked about our community, and they had like a party-type atmosphere, celebration atmosphere set up. And the neat thing is they let all the employees that were working come, see the governor talk, listen to them, and they thanked them profusely. And, you know, it's local people, a lot of them, and they really value them, and they gave them, you know, they let them do that, and it was really great. And they were recognized from you know, Peter Rawlinson all the way down, Mike Boyke. And Governor Ducey mentioned how good Mayor Craig McFarland did. He mentioned you by name, so it's on the good side. But their team members were there, the tours, the dispatch had a great story, and Aaron had a good video even after he had his, so it was really great. I got the chance to speak with Mike Boyke and Brian, their intergov relation guy, and I asked him, you know, how it was going. And I mean, the city was great, everything. The one thing that they're wondering about is our housing. So I told them, you know, we've approved all these new rent to own, which is a good transition to people find their permanent home here. And they said, as fast as you can. And I said, we are encouraging them. But they, you know, they didn't have a lot of bad things. They didn't have any bad things to say. They were just saying that's our biggest challenge right now, and getting those. And we're going to have to expand the training facility because they're going to triple their workforce in the next couple of years. And they I talked to some of the employees too. One guy that I know, and he'd been working there, it'd be a year this week, and he goes, I'm going to work there for the rest of my life. He just absolutely loved it. So I can't say enough about it, and thank you to them for, you know, for letting us drive the cars too. That was just amazing. And there's famous people there and unfamous people, and, you know, so it was great. So we'll just keep working with them and keep moving down that path. That's it.
Donna?
Well, I was not there, and I did not drive a Lucid car. I had 4 events at work that day, so I was not able to go 108 miles an hour, Matt. So, but I will say last week was very busy. Like many of you, I attended the anti-crime night, but I also had the opportunity to attend two of the police department's police beat meetings. Very impressed with the two different groups of officers and command staff that were there. Turnout was, lower than I would have hoped, but I think it's a great starting point. And each of the teams had the opportunity to kind of give their own spin on what they would like to see in their neighborhood. So I was really impressed by that. And as Lisa said, we were at the Women's Leadership Summit. I can't say enough good words about Tisa Ellsworth and the things that she did. And it was a team effort. It was very clear, but to have that many women in one room who was passionate about leadership. And I think that goes to say for our police department and our city of really encouraging women to move up and be active and take leadership roles. So I was impressed by that. Thank you to everybody who turned out for the Clean and Beautiful. I know Holly's was downtown picking up trash before we had breakfast, and there was a lot of people out at Valago Park, so thank you to that. We also have a couple different things going on next week, and so it's just a busy time for everybody, and I think the biggest thing is people are really excited about being out and about. I would like to thank Larry and the staff. I had several citizens call that have actually contracted the West Nile virus here in Casa Grande. And Larry was able to find out. I did talk to Steve Miller. I appreciate his help. They did do some testing, and luckily that, it didn't show any signs for us with the mosquitoes, but we do have people that have been in the hospital and, have been very ill and are actually in rehab right now because of that. So I just tell everybody to please be careful and be responsible in that. And that's it.
Thank you, Donna. Let me do my normal COVID kind of update. The state of Arizona today had, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, Jeff, I'm sorry. Out of sight, out of mind. Jeff,
I don't have anything, Mayor.
See how easy that was? You sure?
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, well, get better, okay?
Thank you.
All right, so thank you for that reminder, Brett. Arizona COVID tests today, or not tests, but positive cases were 2,000. At the peak in this last, there's 3 peaks as I described before. The big peak was 12,000 a day. And the peak during this latest surge is about 4,000. So we're down to about 2,000 now in the state. So it's going in the right direction. In Pinal County, our peak at the highest point, which is back in January, was 700 to 800. And this latest peak was about 360 a day. And today we reported 8 in Pinal County. So, like I said, I think a couple weeks ago, it looks like it's trending down. Still be safe, be careful out there. Mask up if you haven't been vaccinated. If you haven't been vaccinated, I encourage you to be vaccinated. I think it does make a difference. Again, that's my opinion. And then really, I just want to kind of give a shout out to a friend of ours who passed, Mr. Pratt. He will be missed. So. And then also remind everybody that we have spring breaks going on right now, so there's a lot of kids out and about, so be careful with that. They're off for 2 weeks, I think, and I'm not sure what my daughter's going to do with her kids for 2 weeks, but she'll figure it out.
You're going to get them.
Well, or their grandmother, one of the two. And just a heads up, anybody who lives in the Palo Verde area around the Palo Verde Elementary School, they are doing a major roof remodel there, so please be patient. They're going to try and get most of the roof completed in the 2 weeks that the kids are out, and so they will be doing night work. We have issued them a 24-hour work permit, so if you see something that is bothering you, please let us know, or contact the construction company. They should be putting out a flyer on all the local neighborhood houses that will have a number on it so you can call. But we will be monitoring that It's kind of an abnormal situation, so I just wanted to kind of give a shout out. And if anybody's watching who lives in the Palo Verde Elementary School District, you may see some lights on the roof. It's not robbers. It's going to be construction crews. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And then the Highway 84 underpass is coming along. It's a little slower than we expected, but I think it's really starting to take shape. It's going to be beautiful when we get done. And the last time we met, I think we had the Gila River Community Grant, an additional grant that we're going to actually be able to finish the mural, hopefully. Gloria will give us an update on that at some point in time. And then redistricting we're working on. Right now, the redistricting for the state legislative positions kind of cuts Casa Grande right in half. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We're trying to figure that out, meaning now we have 2 representatives that we can hound at the Capitol, but then will they listen to us because it's half the population? I don't know. So I'd accept any input from the council that you guys might have on that topic, because as we move forward, we do have an opportunity to give input on what the redistricting looks like. From a federal standpoint, I think the redistricting looks really good. It actually takes in the entire county of Pinal and a little bit of Marana. So that looks amazing compared to where we were. We went all the way up to Four Corners, Arizona in our district. So this is much better, more concentrated, and really like-minded communities. So I think that's really, really good. So we're keeping an eye on that. Also, remind everybody that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So let's keep that in our mind. We should always have it in our mind. We should always be worrying about preventing domestic abuse. The goal is to protect our victims and our survivors. So let's keep that in your hearts and in your thoughts. And then I wanted to also remind council that we're looking for members for the the Charter Review Committee. And if you have any input, any more input, have it into Larry by the end of Friday, because we're going to close that and then select probably about 7 people to move forward with that. We have to get it going. So we're kind of under a time crunch. And then I did attend the awards, the Arizona Capital Times Awards ceremony. It was virtual, so there wasn't a whole lot of input, but we were recognized, the council was recognized as the best economic development group in the state of Arizona. So congratulations to all of you. I think that's a testament to us as a team and to our staff as a team as well, because obviously we can set policy, but it's execution from a staff standpoint that makes it happen. So without Larry, you and your team, this obviously we wouldn't have been recognized for this award. So thank you, thank you to you and your team. Larry and I did have a meeting up in Phoenix today. We met with a group of interesting people, some from Israel, some from capital investment companies about and Mr. Powell, I'm going to feed you some additional information on this, but this is on the desalination out of Mexico and out of the Sea of Cortez. They are serious about moving forward with it, so hopefully we'll hear more information on it. We need to get back with them on volume, expectations, things, or, water needs that we might have as a community. But again, this could be another opportunity really to bring in additional water to the area. So they seem to think that they can supply us with as much water as we need. So we'll see about that, because it's obviously going to depend on the cost. But at this point in time, it's another opportunity.
Could I have a comment after you're done?
Is it going to be negative?
Well, of course.
About my No, because this is not a.
Who said it was going to be about you?
What was it going to be about water?
No, I was going to say I wanted to thank the Youth Commission and Polly for coming to our meetings on a regular basis. I think that shows a lot of class.
It does.
Thank you.
Well said. Well said. Well said, Mr. Powell. And I stand corrected, I apologize for any innuendos.
Okay. Well, bad innuendos, but that's
All right.
okay.
So that's all I have. Does anybody else have anything else you want to add? And yes, thank you guys for coming tonight. We do appreciate the update, and you guys are doing a phenomenal job, so keep it up. Anything else? All right, seeing none, then I will adjourn tonight's meeting. Thank you.